So I just finished Danica's trainer piece, and to be honest, I don't really know how to feel about it. I don't know if I like it. I feel like the horse is taking too much of the, it's taking too much of the focus because it's such a dark color, whereas really what should be standing out is like her, and then all of the characters should be accents. I don't know. I don't think it's horrible. I just also don't think it's like the best thing I could have done. So hopefully I kind of take the lessons I've learned from doing this one and apply it to the next one. I mean, I like the art style. Like, I think the style I did was pretty cute. So hopefully I can keep that going. And everything's nice and saturated, which I really like too. I kind of wanted to come on camera, like sit again and just, I want to get better at talking to the camera and stuff, so here we are again. And I know I say that every video, that, oh, I want to get better at being more like documented and unplanned conversations and constantly updating the good and the bad and talk about stuff. So I'm forcing myself to do this. I watched some of my other favorite like small content creator day in my life stuff videos to hype me up for it, so here I am. I'm drinking coffee in my really old Starbucks Japan mug. I went to Japan in 2019 with my family. So I thought I'd just come on here and kind of talk about some stuff that's been on my mind. Honestly, like I'm doing this stuff because I don't really have anybody else to talk to other than like my partner, Tice. I don't really know how to process a lot of stuff, and I do a lot of it internally, and I think that's what causes so much pent up stress and anxiety, and it causes a lot of then repercussions on my physical health as well. I guess I'll just start with the most obvious thing weighing me down. And in the last video where I sat down and talked about stuff, I had mentioned that I was falling behind in my classes and that I had kind of put a little plan in place. I have not finished a single chapter since then. It seems like I look at the person I was like 2-3 years ago and how I had so many like big ideas for myself and so much, like I was like such an independent person, and the idea of like not being an independent person was like my biggest fear. The idea of needing to depend on anyone. I'm an firstborn eldest daughter to 2 younger sisters. Like being independent was like almost like a necessity of surviving and being the first to do all these things and learn all this stuff. And so in these last I would say like maybe like year and a half, maybe a little more, the idea of not being that person, like the idea of being someone who is dependent, that I may be dependent on other people for very basic things, is very devastating. I'm not gonna be one of those people that cry on camera. It's weird because I have like, there's this logical part of my brain where I'm like, I listen to the self-help podcast, and I read the books about accommodating, and I do all of the logical stuff, so I understand logically from like an intellectual standpoint what is necessary for an individual to survive and to thrive, and to like, you know, if you want these things for yourself, you gotta work for them, and it's gonna be hard. You gotta do it. If you want hard things, you're gonna have to put in the work for it. And I'm like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. I totally understand that, and I'll watch these things and I'm like, logically everything makes sense to me, because it's not a problem with discipline. It's a problem with attention, and it's a problem with the outcome, because it seems like whenever I go to sit down and do a task that I've written in my planner, it is almost like there is like you might as well tell me to do a backflip before I can start a task, because that's what it feels like. That's how much effort it feels like I need to put in just to start to do something. I don't really know how else to describe it other than like it just is such the mental taxing. It just seems like everything I try and do is just not worth the mental and physical exhaustion and effort that comes with what the conclusion will be. Something as simple as like making supper. I'm like, okay, I know I need to eat. I know that my health is important to me, because I need to eat a certain way, not only for my like personal reasons, but also because I have eczema. So there's things that I shouldn't be putting in my body. But then, so I have to think about that. And then it's like, there's 10 other steps. And then by the time I even got to the idea of, okay, now I need to get up out of my chair, go to the kitchen where there may be other people, and go start cooking, I'm already like, I would just rather not eat. I would rather just go hungry. But it's like that with everything. It's like that with brushing my teeth. It's like that with getting dressed. It's like that with doing my homework. It's like that with doing things I enjoy, which is why I know it's not laziness, because if I were just a lazy person, I would just bum off all the things I need to do. Because I would be choosing to do things I enjoy over doing things I need to know that I know I need to do. I am even like that with like, oh man, I guess I should probably draw, and I know I'll have fun drawing, and I know I'll have fun doing this thing, and maybe I should play a video game that I've been wanting to play, but I just can't do it. I find myself questioning my like purpose, and whether everything I am working towards, these little daily pieces of effort I put in every day, the 10 pages I read here, the couple definitions I do here, I am just starting to really question the purpose of all of that, because it just is so, and I don't know how to describe it, because it's when I hear myself saying this stuff out loud, I'm like, yeah, that's like, I hear the voices of people I don't go to, because I know what they're gonna say. I hear, that's just life, that's just how everybody does it, that's just this. And then I look around at all the people that I do interact with on a daily basis, like my partner and people that I went to school with, and I see how almost like easy it is for them to just, even though it's hard, I don't doubt that it's not hard for these people. Obviously, like a bunch of people I went to class with back in 2021 graduated earlier, like last week, and I'm like, I don't doubt that was a hard 4 years that they put themselves through, but they did it, and they got something really crazy good out of it, and I just cannot in my brain see myself, with the amount of effort it is going to take to get my degree, being satisfied with walking that stage. And it's like, really sucks, because I want my education so bad. It just feels like there are so many obstacles that other people don't see, that I don't know. And it's like I started to wonder how I did so well in like high school and first year university. And I'm starting to wonder if the only reason I was as successful as I was during those years was because of COVID. I thrived with online learning. Online learning was the best thing that could have happened to me in those years. And I think it's because, like, it makes me question, like, did I do really good in those years because I was a smart, disciplined, well-educated student? Or did I do really good in those years because, yeah, I was those things, but was it also because I was being accommodated for things I didn't know I needed accommodations for? Like, online learning made it really easy to do the things I needed to do without all of the outside social and physical and mental pressures of being in a very specific learning environment. Schools are a very specific learning environment. Like, they want you to do things one way and one way only. Online learning, I didn't have to worry about so many things because I just did everything and I was having so much fun from my bedroom. And I thought it was going to be that way with Athabasca. I thought it was going to be that way with these courses. And it's not. So I'm like, what is the problem? What is the problem that is making everything in my life so much harder than it needs to be? Because logical brain me is like, I just need to work harder. I am just too comfortable and I don't want to do hard things. But then my emotional brain is like, no, you need to go talk to your therapist again because something is wrong. Like, this is not normal. And I'm seeing my therapist in a week, so it is happening because anytime I start to question purpose, why I'm doing things, what any of all this matters for, especially with the political climate right now, it's just I follow the news extremely regularly to keep up with everything, and the way that watching the news has me feeling about the purpose of anything we do and why it matters, because my generation, I'm 21, my generation is so screwed over for employment, for housing, for potentially rights. Like, it just makes me go like, why am I going to out myself so much money for an education in English, by the way? I'm an English major. If there is a potential chance that might not even exist. And so when I start to feel that way, questioning my purpose, questioning my why, it also starts to come with other stuff that is the main motivator for going to therapy, because it's the scary stuff that I don't like to talk about out loud. Because I think talking about it out loud sometimes gives it a little bit more power than it needs to. Like, if anybody, I don't know, and maybe putting this out there, I just look like another dumb 21-year-old who's just a little bit existential, and maybe I'm just going through a rough patch and that kind of stuff, and maybe this is just what happens. I don't see it happening with other people my age, and it makes me feel like there is something in me and maybe about me that is somehow very different, and I can't figure out what it is. And maybe I don't need to figure out what it is, I just need to figure out how to live with it. Because if this is going to be the way things are now, I gotta figure out how to live with it, because I can't keep going day after day, basically like floating through all of these moments that I should be celebrating and enjoying. I just feel like I'm so passively alive right now. I'm trying to quiet that voice in my head that's like, oh, people are just gonna think you're just a 21-year-old who doesn't understand what life is like and sucks to suck, and this is just how life is, and blah 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 blah. Because I seriously fuck those people actually who say, well, that's just life. Because people who say that shit are just so unempathetic because even if it is just growing pains, and even if it is just like young people needing to adjust, you cannot with 100% certainty say that this is just how life is when every generation has a unique experience walking out of high school and into the world for the first time, especially with our current political climate and what has been set up for us. So I guess that'll be my sort of like mental comfort of it's not just life, because these circumstances surrounding what is expected of my existence are unique. It's gonna be unique. It's gonna be unique. Also, I forgot that I was gonna show you guys this, but Tice has been going away a lot, back to his home to visit his family, and like he's been going to get a car and stuff, and jokingly every time he goes to leave, I'm always like, well, cause you're going and you leaving is the worst, you have to bring me home a treat, you gotta pay the girlfriend tax, like joking, like I'm not expecting him to do that. So here's the treats he brought for me. He got me this avocado with a heart, a little plushie, a pom pal, and it's really cute and I love it. And then the last time he brought me back a Sanrio blind box, and it's like a squishy, so I have it on my desk.